Stroud Times is at Waitrose in Stroud today, and I've come to meet two very special people, George and Larry Lamb. Hello, fellas. How are you both?
How you doing? How are you? Nice to see you. Lovely to be in Stroud.
Yeah.
What a treat.
Yeah,
What a treat. Good. Haven't seen you for years. They're out about 12 years since we met, and that was at Cheltenham Book Festival, wasn't it?
We go right back, don't we?
We go right back.
Right back. Well, it's lovely to see you in Stroud. So why are you in Stroud?
So we'll see behind us, we've got this great big tractor covered in all the pictures of the birds and the bees and the butterflies and so on and so forth. We've got a farming business called Wildfarmed, and we farm regeneratively. So we've got a network of about 100 farmers up and down the country, trying to take the chemicals out of our farming processes and focus more on bringing biodiversity back in, more birds, more bees, more butterflies. How do we make our fields full of life and make really good quality food that we can get onto the high street? And so we've just launched in Waitrose, and yeah, this is it. I've dragged the old man out of semi-retirement, and we're out just talking to people and seeing if they want to get involved and support better farming systems.
So many congratulations on the launch today. So what sort of feedback have you had so far from the great people in Stroud?
Really, really good. And people are interested in it. I think it's because it's a sort of a semi-rural area. People are more in contact with the realities of what farming is all about. There's a lot of people here that I've spoken to today that are in farming, or they're involved closely with people that are in farming, and they're very, very positive about what George's company is doing. And I'm here eating a lot of sandwiches, having a lot of selfies, and generally having a nice time, cups of tea, and I've got a lovely chair.
George isn't making you make the sandwiches, is he?
No, I haven't done that. He did that
this year. Last year we did, actually. Yeah.
He's not making me, and I wouldn't. I said I want a seat, and I would sit outside, eat sandwiches, and say hello to people. That's it.
Now, you work with community farmers, and people may have seen you recently on Clarkson's farm, Series 3.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done so much for farming, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's a phenomenon, that show. I had no idea. Funnily enough, actually, we were just in an email chain this morning with my business partner Andy, who was on the show quite a bit with Jeremy, and Andy was just saying about how this thing's a kind of cultural phenomenon. And because Jeremy said, how's it been for you guys? And Andy was just like, I spent 20 years in music. I've never had a response like this. The response has been incredible, and just, people having a basic understanding of what you're trying to do before you're trying to explain a new concept to them. It's really helpful. And so a lot of the people, the vast majority of the people today, they come in and they say, oh, you're the Clarksons guys. Right, okay, cool. Yeah, I know what you're doing. Sounds really good.
Yeah.
This is something that takes years in the making, and people will know you from your TV career, and this is something you're incredibly passionate about. So what's next for you?
What's next is more Wildfarmed. We're just getting going. I met Andy, my business partner, in a club in Ibiza 10 years ago. I was kind of looking for redemption, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the next stage of my life. He told me he'd sold his publishing rights, which is essentially your pension as a musician, and he decided he was going to buy a farm. And I don't know, some days when people hit you with their truth, something really powerful happens, and I was like, you're amazing, I want to find out what you're doing. I went down there, I saw what it was. It's been a long and winding road for us to get to this point, but for me, this is just the kind of jump off now. So, how do we get better quality food farmed in ecosystems that are being restored onto the high street? And like Waitrose is the first stop of that. So there's a hell of a lot of places we need to continue working with and start working with, and yeah, it's exciting.
It sounds like farming is the new rock and roll.
Well, it's got to be. That's the whole thing. And so many people have come up to me today talking about the thing on Clarkson's farm and really, really getting involved with what's going on via that. Clearly, it's like you were saying, it's become such a sort of a part of society now, just the people learning about farming. Nobody learned about farming. They didn't, they listened to the Archers or they watched Country File.
Yeah.
Now they see, something that's absolutely, they're taken right in there and made to understand this is something that's got to be addressed.
I can't speak to you without really mentioning Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah.
So the big news just announced just a few days that it's back for one more Christmas special, and that's it. What's your reaction?
Well, when they contacted us all, and mainly to find out when we were going to be available, because it's like herding cats, getting everybody together. So once they'd ascertained that everybody was going to be available at a certain time, then it was like, wait. Then it all came out in public. Then we had to wait again and tell other lies. No, we don't know anything about it. And now you ask me a question, I haven't even seen the script yet. That's it. And people say, what's going to be? What are we going to discover? I've absolutely no idea. but everybody's signed up for it, so we're going to do it, and that's it. So it'll be out there on Christmas Day.
That's all I wanted to hear, that
There you
you
go.
were in it.
Funny that.
Larry, that is fantastic. George, many congratulations.
Thank you
It's
very
fantastic to see you here in Stroud. Thank you very much for giving some time to Stroud Times.
Thank you very much
Thank
for having
you.
us. Cheers.
All the best to
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.